what do you think Bitcoin could potentially be worth?
I think we hit $5 million, which is only $100 trillion market cap. Now, when you say $5 million per Bitcoin, it sounds crazy. But when I say $100 trillion market cap for the entire Bitcoin market, when US stocks is 140-50 trillion dollars. US bond market is 120-130 trillion dollars. Real estate worldwide is 330 trillion dollars. It starts becoming more reasonable, right? I'm saying that in 10 years, Bitcoin will be worth $100 trillion as an entire market cap. And that will still be less than the entire bond market, the entire US stock market, and worldwide real estate. Think about that. I'm not even saying that it surpasses these assets, and people think I'm crazy.
HODL, you speak a lot about the Bitcoin multiplier effect. I know that people either love it or they get triggered when I talk about the multiplier effect, but I think you talk about some numbers that are even more triggering than myself. So what do you think about the Bitcoin multiplier effect, and how does it relate to Bitcoin scarcity and stock to flow?
Firstly, I want anyone who's ever heard of that phrase, the multiplier effect, I want them to know I don't talk about my numbers. I talk about Bank of America's numbers. Bank of America worked out and put out there that at the peak of the last bull run, $93 million of cash infusion was pushing up the market price of Bitcoin by 1%. And 1% at the time was $11 billion on a $1.1 trillion market cap. That's a $1 in to $118 increase in the market cap. And so when people tell me that that's impossible, I'm like, well, Bank of America has put this out. So let's assume you believe, as a Twitter doom and gloom boomer, $1,000 net worth or $10 a month DCA gang member, that Bank of America is absolutely stupid. Let's just take that arrogant position and say Bank of America and their trillions of AUM and their people on their team are absolutely stupid. Is it 50% of Bank of America said? Is it 56 times? It's still higher than any other asset we've ever had because the supply is completely fixed. So the multiplier effect is just that. It's what does $1 going into the market equal in the market cap increase, because it's never one for one.
It's a beautiful, unique thing about Bitcoin. Now, something else that I've seen you really beating the drum pretty hard about recently is trying to motivate people to get to one Bitcoin, do everything they can to get to that one Bitcoin. And, you know, that should be their sole focus right now. Do you want to talk a little bit more to that and why you've kind of said in the past, the next couple of years could be somebody's last chance to get to that milestone?
It's not could be, it is somebody's last chance to get to this milestone. Bitcoin, to me, prices out people. When you have finality of scarcity, you are and demand continues to go up, you are going to price people out. So in this cycle, this one that we've just been through, the one that we're in the bear market of right now, you have priced out Western middle class. Before that, you priced out, third world middle class. And now you've priced out Western middle class. The average Western middle class person can't rub together $30,000 to put into a speculative investment. And so as it does this and goes to the next cycle and the scarcity increases even more, you're going to price out single digit millionaires, and then you're going to price out double digit millionaires, and it will just keep going like that. So it's not that I think that it is someone's last chance. It is a bunch of people's last chances, which is why I'm even talking about it on YouTube, because I don't believe I'll be around in it. I don't think anything I'll have to say will be valuable in 6 or 7 years. It's valuable now for this moment in time.
Now, something else that's really kind of piquing lots of people's interest right now is something that Willy Woo said. So for anyone who missed it, I believe he was on stage at a What Bitcoin Did event in Australia, and he was just talking about why nation states might potentially try to suppress the price of Bitcoin in the futures market. And you recorded a beautiful video about it, British. I'm just going to give you the mic. What do you think about the potential of nation states trying to suppress the price of Bitcoin through the paper markets?
I respect Willie's opinion, which is why I did the rebuttal. If I didn't respect his opinion, I wouldn't have done the rebuttal video. I just completely and utterly disagree with what he said. Because if a nation state was to try and suppress the price of Bitcoin by using the paper markets to do so, it would have to be the United States, right? So we can take his, in my opinion, doom and gloom fear mongering and reduce it down to one country. Why only the United States? Because it is the biggest capital markets in the world. For example, the US S&P 500 is 40 times bigger than the UK stock market, the FTSE 100. Right? We're not talking like double. We're talking huge amounts of dollars bigger. That being said, in order to create any aligned manipulation of Bitcoin, you would have to violate every commodities trading rule, every securities trading rule, and every rule that's been put in place to stabilize markets in the US, which makes the US markets the #1 capital markets in the world. So you'd have to give up the integrity of the US capital markets in order to do that. You would also need political alignment because you probably need to print a bunch of capital in order to actually place those short positions. So you now need political alignment on both sides. You need to then accept that you're going to violate the standing of the US American capital markets, which are the best in the world. You then need to violate every single law that's been put into place to stabilize those capital markets. So it's easy to say that there is a possibility that this can happen, but if the probability is 0.01%, why do we need to talk about it? But I think it does a great job at, gaining clicks and subscribers.
So if you enjoyed that short and sharp 8-minute highlights reel of Hopium with British HODL, you're going to absolutely love my full 22-minute slapper of an interview with British. You can find the link to that full video. I'm going to pop it on screen for you guys right there. And with all that said, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of today's chat with British. Let me know what you think of my new astronaut Bitcoin man on the wall behind me. And I hope to see you all in the next video.